Hi guys. Well, I promised you I would show you some of the modifications we're going to do on the Raptor, and honestly there's not a lot we plan on doing. Like, we're not going to do the ProCal performance tune and all that stuff as far as I know. Let me show you what we're going to do. The first thing we did was add the D-rings, and we went with orange only because we already had them for the Jeep, so we put both of the D-rings on. And a winch and bumper will come, but when I was at the Bronco Spectacular up in Townsend, nobody had them there. So we had to wait till we get to Wisconsin and we'll have somebody install it there. One of the things that the Bronco's kind of lacking, just like a Jeep, is storage. So this is like a saddle that fits on both sides, so I can stick my key fob and my sunglasses in there and any little doodads. And there are plenty of other storage solutions you can get as well. And as you may or may not know, Rocky and I do use our off-road vehicle for climbing and for off-roading out in the mountains, out in Colorado and Utah. So we have all of the recovery equipment with us that we'll need, like soft shackles, a Yankum rope, Matt's recovery. We have tire repair. I have an air down kit. I have a first aid kit. We have a snatch block. But basically all your equipment needs to go somewhere, and I don't really like it on the floor. So here's our solution. We bought the extra large bags from Buckle Up Off-Road, and we met her there at the Bronco Spectacular in Townsend. They attach just with straps, and we bought the extra large size because we have a lot of stuff. So we have that on both sides. And you're wondering why I have a sheet on the seat. That's to protect it from the dog hair. So they have zipper pockets and all kinds of places to put your tools, and these are the stem inserts, so I can change out the valve stems if I need to. And I don't think we have much of anything else. We will have our backpacks and our walking sticks in here as well. And we're trying to figure out where we're going to put the dogs. So far they've been back here, and we have a big bed that fits perfectly in here. Now the bad part is they don't get a lot of ventilation. Unfortunately, Ford did not put good ventilation underneath the seats to go into the back seat. So if you have guests, they're either going to be really hot or really cold in the winter. I don't know why they did that, but I'm right now anyway, I'm not going to worry about it. I am going to get a tailgate table. I haven't decided on which one I'm going to get yet. And I really like the air compressor that fits in here. So this just pops off, and there's an air compressor you can put in there so that we can air back up when we need to. This is the solution for the back seat. So we've got it all covered with a dog cover. Got my hiking sticks in there. And I've got little garbage bags back there. I did add the parachute cord, oh crap, handles. I added 4 of those. So there's 2 for the passengers, and then 2 for the driver and the passenger in the front. I just found it was way easier to get in the vehicle that way, so we added those. But this is a really, really wonderful cover. I like it, but there's one out there that's solid from here to here, so the dogs would have more room back here. Yeah, they're gonna schmuck up my windows and stuff, which I don't appreciate, but I think they need a little bit more room than what I can give them in the back of it. Plus we can open the windows for them, and they can have some ventilation that way. The other addition we did was we put this on the back, the letter buck, and that's from my favorite movie, Hidalgo. I am a horse freak and had horses, and then we have called it Black Betty, so we put Black Betty on the front. It's in the strip that you can't, it's like blacked out, so we won't get stopped for having it in our vision. The other modification I'm looking at right now is this little guy right here. So this is the auto stop eliminator. As you know, on most new vehicles, it has the auto stop where you come to a stop sign or you're stuck in traffic and the vehicle shuts off. Well, we don't want that. I'm sorry, but that's really hard on your starter, and I don't feel like replacing my starter just because this thing shuts off every time we stop. So this little harness, it's kind of a pain to put in. You got to take the front panels apart and stuff. But you put this in and it will memorize the setting. So either if you leave it off or you leave it on, it will memorize that, and then you don't have to deal with that anymore. And they do make it for plenty of other vehicles. So and they're not sponsoring this video. We have no sponsors. We don't do that kind of stuff. So it's autostopeliminator.com. So if you go there and see if your vehicle's there, you can pick up one of these doodads as well. The first step is to grab your socket wrench and put a number 30 Torx on it and take these oh crap handles off. You're going to have to be prying off some of the plastic covers up in the front. So go to your local automotive store and pick yourself up a plastic pry tool. That's this guy right here, because then you can get into the creases and pry those panels off without scratching them. But we're going to cover the other panels with painter's tape so that they're extra protection. I'm sorry, I forgot about you guys. So I missed a couple of steps, but I'm going to show you what I had to do. Okay, so you're going to pull down, let me see if I'm getting this in the right order. You're going to pull down this whole front panel, and there's a screw, where's my finger, that's right here. Okay, so it's right below this slot right here. You're going to unscrew that. And then you're going to come over and open your glove box, and then you're going to unscrew, let me get my finger there, this screw right here. And after you do that, this whole console right here, let me get it, this whole console right here will pop out. So you got to grab it carefully on both sides and just pull it out, and it comes out. So right here, lay a nice soft towel so you can lay this whole console on top of it. And then you will unplug for the auto stop. There's just one plug, it's right behind here, and then you're going to plug in the harness, and that's kind of a go-between, so it'll go between the Bronco and this button here, and then you just cable tie it together so it's nice and tight back there and not hanging loosey-goosey. And then you pop this back in again, tighten that screw and this screw, and then you're going to put this whole panel back up again. And I'm sorry, but Rocky's walking the dog, so he can't video while I'm doing this. I apologize. So this whole panel just pops right back in again, okay? So there's just, it snaps right back in. It's really easy. So don't be afraid you're going to break it like I was. I was overly paranoid. Then I slipped my storage saddle back on before I'm going to put this oh crap handle back on. It comes with adhesive on it, but it stays put really good, so I'm not going to use the sticky stuff and stick it in there. I don't know, you never know, you might want to take it out for some reason. I forgot this little trim piece, so this guy's got to go back in here first. Okay, got that trim piece back in. Now we're going to put the little saddle storage in there, and then we'll put the oh crap handle back on. And we have success. It's off. Now I don't have to try and remember when I get in here to turn the stinker off. And now I can save my starter. One other modification we did was we put these, I put these sill guards on, because I can't stand it when this gets all scratched up from sand and stuff. So those were, I think, they were like 40 bucks or something like that. You guys have noticed that inside the Bronco there's plastic all over where the carpeting is and on the headliner. That is an adhesive plastic roll that I bought, and as goofy as it is, it keeps the dog hair out of the carpet and off of the headliner. Yes, it's a little annoying, but you know, honestly, I'm really liking it, because the dogs have been in there for a trip to Tennessee. They've been in there quite a bit, and it's keeping it relatively clean in there. We just use a leaf blower to get everything out. So if you guys, if you have any questions, post them in the comments below, or if you need any help or have any questions, like I said, let me know. My name is Lori, and I am with While We Still Can. Get out there and do it while you still can.